Today's color code is SW7048. Let's get cracking. I'm James from thepaintpeople.com, and welcome to Color Code, cracking the code on color selection. It looks like you want to know a bit more detail on Sherwin Williams' Urbane Bronze, which recently got announced as the company's color of the year for 2021. We're going to go over its undertones, its LRV, but most importantly, we'll teach you how to use it, where to use it, and what to use it with. Whether you're a pro or an average Joe or Jane, here at the Paint People, we got you covered. Urbane Bronze was actually their color of the month back in early 2016, but it has now received the prestige of being their color of the year. I never really understood all that goes into designating a color as color of the year, but what I do know is it gives you a small hint as to where the company thinks color trends are heading. To put it plainly, Urbane Bronze is a dark, deep taupe that is brown at its core, but its added dark gray aspect also can give it a slight hint of a green undertone when blasted with cool lighting. I'm a huge fan of dark taupe, and I tend to use it on a lot of painting projects. That being said, it's clearly very dark with an LRV of only 8. This is a bold color that will have a real impact on the space that it's used in, especially indoors, but even outside as well. Its undertones can be deemed as relatively safe because they're the same undertones that are often found in other more straightforward neutral colors, but it's the dramatic level of depth in Urbane Bronze that gives it its unique character. Where should you use it? This is an important question because people may be tempted to use this color liberally, knowing it's the color of the year. Doesn't that mean this is the color that I now use to paint my entire house with? Not necessarily. While I always encourage self-expression, creativity, and bold choices, Urbane Bronze does not get my main color designation. I find it's a fantastic color to use sparingly, largely due to how dark it is. Dark colors have a tendency to make a space feel smaller because less light is reflected off of the surface it's painted on, edges within the room will start to feel less defined, and the overall feel will resemble a cave-like experience. That being said, some great use cases would be on accent walls, or even within niches and wall units. Or you could paint your kitchen cabinets with this beautiful dark taupe, either all over or just on the bottom or top row of cupboards. Could you paint it on not just one wall, but all the walls in a given room? Of course you can. And I think Sherwin Williams is partially saying that in some of their promo material for this color. You don't have to be safe all the time. Not every room has to feel airy and open. If you have an open concept hallway and your dining room is adjacent to it, maybe go for Urbane Bronze in there so it'll become a bit of an accent room rather than just a focal point wall. Also, a popular choice would be bedrooms because they're relatively low traffic areas, and in my eyes, they're a more personal space where you can really do whatever you want color-wise. What's a good trim color for it? Because of how dark it is, you could theoretically go with a variety of off-whites, varying from the brightest of bright whites to the more grayish light neutrals. But keep in mind that Urbane Bronze probably won't be in every room of your home, which means you also need to take into account other colors that are going in different rooms throughout your house. This is why I would suggest Sherwin Williams Extra White as your trim color, as it has the slightest touch of gray which goes really nicely with Urbane Bronze, and it'll still really stand out against any other perhaps lighter neutral colors that you want to use elsewhere. What are some complementary color pairings for it? A light neutral like Shoji White could be a wonderful main color pairing that has a much higher LRV, making it a lot more usable universally. It also has that touch of taupey beige taken from Urbane Bronze. It's not a white paint, it's definitely an off-white. Borderline light neutral color, so it's still excellent on walls. Amazing Gray, in addition to its awesome name, presents itself as a mid-tone, middle ground color between the two. Its undertones are a lot closer to Urbane Bronze because they do belong to the exact same color palette. So if you like colors that have a tighter coordination, then that's an option as well. For something quite a bit different, you could also use Ivoire, which is a very warm sandy beige mid-tone color. There's very little gray or taupe in it, but it's an interesting choice to coordinate with Urbane Bronze in decors that favor warmer tones like browns and reds, and of course beiges. How does it compare to other colors? Within the deep taupe realm, Urbane Bronze is a nice compromise between dark gray and brown. Enduring Bronze is perhaps a bit closer to what bronze actually looks like with its added gold undertone, while still being just as deep. If you checked out our video on 3 paint color combinations in the neutral color palette, you're already familiar with the color Black Fox. Compared to Urbane Bronze, this color will appear ever so slightly darker and a little more taupe and brown centric rather than leaning towards gray and green. Give us a like if you want us to continue to provide you with quality color content. See you on the next one.